Okay, now we're going to create the background panels for the card. And to do this, we're going to put the 5.5-inch square kaleidoscope background into the paper cutter, and we're going to trim away one full row. And use the pattern in the kaleidoscope to help you with this. So basically you'll find the center point between two rows of circles and cut down that line. And just set aside the strip that you cut away because we don't need that for this project. Now the remaining panel, we're going to cut that in half, and this time you'll cut right down the middle of the circles. This way you'll have two equal panels. Now we're going to make the folds for the card, and it's a yellow strip of paper 6 inches by 12 inches. And I use a scor-pal, and to make the score marks it would be at 3 inches and again at 9 inches. So I'll just reinforce these folds, and you can see that now we have the shell for the gatefold. And to make the for the panels, I'd like to trim those out in pink paper. So the panels each measure 2 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. So just add adhesive to the back of the kaleidoscope panel, add it to the pink panels, and you of course will put more adhesive and take more time to do this than I'm demonstrating right here. Now take a good look at these panels, and you can see where we've made the cut mark. This is where you need to pay attention as to how you want to orientate them onto the yellow shell. So you can either have full circles facing in, or you can have the half circles facing in. And I've chosen to have the half circles facing into the opening of the card. You'll see what I mean when I attach these to the card. So now you can see where I've taken the half circles, and once the card is all folded together, it just completes the design. Okay, to make the center part for the card, I've cut a square of pink cardstock at 3 3/4 inches, and also a square of yellow cardstock at 3 1/2. I've also run the yellow cardstock through the Cuttlebug using the Swiss Dots embossing folder, just to give it a little bit more texture. So go ahead and adhere the yellow cardstock to the pink cardstock. We'll set that aside for just a moment, and then let's work on the pinwheel. Now when I printed the pinwheel out, I printed it at 3 inches, and then after I'd cut it out, I chose coordinating paper, pink and then also a purple, and using the cutout as a template, I cut those other two pieces of paper out exactly the same shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm stacking them all together and just put them on a scrap piece of paper or a mat board, and I'm just using an X-Acto knife to make a hole in the center. That way everything lines up, so the hole will go through all three pieces. And when you put the brad in and then fan out the back of it, don't do it very tightly initially, because what we're going to do is separate the different layers, or just kind of stagger them. And once you have them staggered and in place, then you can tighten up the back of the brad. So you can see here I'm taking the purple and the pink and just offsetting them slightly, and then I'll take the top kaleidoscope pinwheel and offset that as well. So it just gives it more of a fan effect. And then I'll tighten up the brad. And at this point we're going to add the square to the card. So just put adhesive on the back, just on one side. And this is where the kaleidoscope background comes in very handy, because it's easy to align that square onto the card. Just make sure it lines up on each corner on the same place in the pattern, and it will look perfectly centered. Once you've done that, just add the adhesive to the back of the pinwheel, and you can also use the pattern in the pinwheel to align that onto the square and also the opening of the card so that everything lines up. So you can see this is a pretty quick card to put together. I think the most time-consuming part may be cutting out the pinwheel, but other than that, it's a pretty quick project.